welcome to the channel or welcome back to the channel. I'm Justine. If you watched our video last week, I talked about introducing solids and different foods to your baby. So obviously when they're about 5 or 6 months, you're going to start introducing solids, flavors, and all that stuff to your baby. This week I wanted to continue the food series with kids, talking about toddlerhood and kind of making your toddler a more eclectic eater is what this video is going to be about. So if you got that picky eater, I'm going to help you out. But if you didn't see the first video and you have a baby that's a little bit younger and you're just starting out, or if you have both age groups, I'm going to link last week's video up here, and I'll just link everything in the description as well. So for us, Anna's a pretty good eater, but I do think that has to do with, first of all, I think that that's part of her personality. I do think she likes trying new things and she is okay with trying new things. But I also think that we did do a good job in the beginning at introducing her to new flavors, textures, foods, incorporating healthy foods, really being diligent that she's trying new things, that she's trying different things. Like I said, I'm not gonna go through the whole video that I did last week, but if you wanna look at how I did it from the beginning, because I do think that her toddlerhood eating is kind of did start in that 6-month phase when we introduced food at first and the tips and tricks that we use. So I'm not going to recap the whole video. You can go watch the video. I'll link it again. But I do think that it starts from there and it continues here. So I do think you need to kind of watch both videos if you're going to start with your toddler. But even if you have your toddler already and they're already a picky eater and you want some tips, I'm going to give you both tips. So first things first, remember that it is normal for toddlers to gain preferences. So even if you didn't have a picky eater for those 6, 7, 8 months, they were like eating every puree you gave them, eating every little bit and piece and little treat and taste you gave them. Once they hit about 1.5, closer to 2 years, they do get picky. Even our pediatrician has said they get picky. And it's not picky, it's just preference. So like, for example, Anna's not a picky eater, but she does have her preferences. So she likes eggs, but she doesn't like boiled eggs. And she eats scrambled eggs. And she will eat it without cheese, but she prefers it with cheese. So if you make it without cheese, she'll eat it, but she'll probably eat less of it. If you want her to really eat her eggs, putting a little cheddar cheese, she will eat her eggs. She doesn't eat bananas without peanut butter, like things like that. She has preferences, and it's normal for kids her age to have preferences, and it's good. It's a good development milestone. So if you notice that your kid is a little picky, maybe try to figure out what their preferences are. Try to introduce a food that they're picky with in a different way or in a different flavor palette. Like I said, if they're picky with bananas, maybe if they like peanut butter, add some peanut butter. If they like Anna really loves cheese, maybe try the eggs with cheese or something like that. Try to incorporate different flavors. The other thing is, like, when you're first introducing purees and things like that, there's not much seasoning going on. But as your kid gets older, definitely season the food. Now, this might be a little controversial because I've heard things on like mom sites and social media in general that says they don't season their toddler's food. But my toddler won't eat chicken that's not seasoned. Partly because she probably tastes mine that was seasoned. So don't be afraid of a little seasoning. It's okay. I do season her food a little bit less. Like I use a little bit less seasoning, things like that. But I season it basically with the same seasonings that we use. So basically, like I said in my other video, one of the other tips is to make sure that you're introducing foods that your family eats, because you're the one cooking for your toddler, and your toddler's gonna end up eating the same things as you eventually. So, you have to get them used to however you season your food, whatever you guys eat. So don't be afraid just because they're younger to season their food. You can do it a little less harsh so that it's not overpowering, but yeah, introduce seasoning as well. The other thing is to make sure that the plate is colorful. So make sure that you're introducing different fruits, different vegetables, and a variety of color. Those colors in the food, like bright purple stir-fried cabbage, for example. Anna loves bright purple stir-fried cabbage mixed with some ground beef or something like that. Those colors are going to be so vibrant on the plate, and it's going to attract your toddler to be more open to trying new foods. The other thing is to make sure that you introduce textures, different textures. So usually when I give Anna like breakfast or something, let's say for breakfast I do scrambled eggs, I do some little snack things that I have for her, which are these blueberry crackers that she loves. Let's say I do some blueberry crackers and some strawberries. Those are 3 very different textures and very different tastes. And that's a typical breakfast in our house for her. So, and she loves it. And she usually eats the crackers first, because I've noticed that ever since she became a toddler, she's not a picky eater, but she really prefers crunchy foods. So she will go for the crunchy foods first. So I try to always give her something crunchy on the plate. Vegetables and healthy options in every meal. So even if I give Anna, like, even if I'm in a rush and I just give her like chicken nuggets for lunch, I might give her chicken nuggets, but I'm gonna make sure there's like a vegetable on the side or something. Or another tip is, like, they have the chicken nuggets now that are included vegetables. So it's like chicken and veggie nuggets. So it has chicken in it, but it also has cauliflower, broccoli, and carrots all in one. So even if you're just giving those chicken nuggets, at least you're getting that vegetable in there. Yeah, so that's a good one. And like I said, texture as well. And also, if you have a picky eater or the baby's being picky about some specific thing, don't just say, oh, they don't eat this. Take a little break. So like, let's say your child's picky with broccoli. First, I would try to introduce broccoli in a new way. So maybe they're picky with like raw broccoli, so try to steam it. Okay, maybe add some garlic to it. Maybe they like it that way. If they still don't eat it, maybe add some cheese, some melted cheese on it. That's a more taste profile that they might eat. It also has new colors on it. They might eat it. If they still don't like broccoli, my tip is to just take a little break. Just don't introduce broccoli for a while. Just introduce different vegetables. Just go along with the foods they like. And then later on, as they're getting less picky, maybe a few weeks from now, maybe take a 2-week break from broccoli. And then 2 weeks later, introduce broccoli again, maybe in a fun way and things like that. My other tip is, your toddler loves independence and loves to be a part of things as a family now that they're getting older. So Anna eats at the table with us. She hates her high chair. She's grown out of her high chair and she doesn't want to sit in a high chair. She doesn't want a toddler high chair or a booster seat. She wants to sit at the table. She wants to sit at the chair. She has her spoon and her fork, and she loves mealtime. So we try now. Before, when she was younger, obviously she was on a stricter schedule. And so sometimes she would eat before us or after us, depending on her schedule. But now as a toddler, I try my best to make sure that we're having dinners together, all at the table together. So make it an experience. Toddlers love new experiences. That's what they're doing. They are toddlers. They are developing and growing and learning based on what they see and what they experience every day. So make everything an experience. So food is just another experience. So make it a full experience. Make it fun. Have family time in that, because they will enjoy that and it will be more of a positive experience. To go with that, make sure that food is always a positive experience. We don't punish her. We don't force her to eat things. We do, like I said, like encourage her to try things, but we don't force, because we never want food to be a negative thing. We never want her to feel like food is incorporated with anything negative. Food should be incorporated with health, with family time, and with connection. And that's what we try to teach her even at a young age. So my other tip is to make sure that you're introducing even foods that you think you shouldn't introduce. So some people, I'm gonna say, keep it really simple when they feed their kid. But in general, don't be afraid to introduce the fish. Don't be afraid to introduce foods from different cultures. Don't be afraid to introduce foods from your culture. Some people will shy away from spicy things. You can do things that are a little less spicy, but I would still introduce it if it's something that you guys eat. Don't be afraid when you go out to eat to also include your toddler in trying new foods at restaurants. Things like that. Make it an experience, like I said, and that's part of the experience. Please like, share, subscribe. I hope you guys like this video. I'll see you in the next one.